The meeting room was small but elegant. Sunmi Park sat with perfect posture, her grief evident only in the tightness around her eyes. She stood when June entered. "Admiral," she said with a small bow, "thank you for bringing my brother's killer to justice so quickly." "It was our duty," June replied. "Your brother was under our protection." Sunmi studied him closely. "The news reports say you could have destroyed Zircon's entire base, but instead sent a team to capture him. Why?" "Because your brother was a man of peace," June said simply. "He studied plants to heal people. Honoring his memory meant choosing justice over vengeance." Sunmi nodded slowly. He would have appreciated that distinction. She reached into her pocket and withdrew a small potted plant with delicate blue leaves. "This is one of his discoveries. He called it Star Reach. I'd like you to have it." June accepted the gift carefully. "I'll ensure it has a place of honor on the Thunderchild." The Galactic Court Chamber was filled to capacity. Representatives from all 6 member species sat, in tiered seating, with humans and Zarkonians directly opposite each other. In the center stood a circular platform where Zircon, bound but dignified, faced the Chief Justice. "Commander Zircon," began the Alturan Chief Justice, her translucent skin glowing softly. "You stand accused of the murder of Jin Park, a human civilian. How do you plead?" Zircon's 4 eyes blinked defiantly. "I acted to protect Zarkonian territory from human expansion. I regret nothing." From the human section, Intelligence Officer Han operated the evidence display. "The court will observe that Jin Park's shuttle was unarmed and on a sanctioned research mission. This was not a military target." The holographic display showed the attack from multiple angles, the precision targeting of Jin's engines, the second blast that tore through the hull, the explosion that followed. "The shuttle contained botanical samples and research equipment," Han continued. "No weapons, no military technology." A murmur ran through the chamber. Even some Zarkonians looked disturbed by the footage. The Zarkonian ambassador rose. "The hegemony wishes to state clearly that Zircon's actions were not sanctioned by our government. We condemn this attack on a peaceful researcher." Zircon laughed bitterly. "You condemn me but secretly celebrate what I've done. How many in your council have spoken against human expansion? How many military officers supported my cause?" Your trial proceeded for hours with testimony from both sides. Throughout, Admiral June sat silently, observing the proceedings with steady eyes. When finally asked to speak, he approached the central platform. "The Terran fleet exists to protect humanity," he said, his voice carrying clearly through the chamber. "When Jin Park was killed, we responded as we always will, swiftly and decisively. But we also chose to capture rather than kill, to seek justice rather than revenge." He turned to face the assembled representatives. "Let this trial stand as proof that humans value the rule of law. We could have destroyed Zircon's base with a single command. Instead, we chose this path." As June returned to his seat, Zircon called out, "You still came with warships. You still threatened our people." "We came with warships," June replied calmly, "because that's what you understand. But we used them to deliver justice, not destruction. That's what you failed to anticipate." The verdict came swiftly. Zircon was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment on a neutral penal colony. As he was led away, the Chief Justice addressed the court. "This case demonstrates that even in the face of provocation, civilization can prevail over chaos. The Terran response was proportional and just." 1 month later, on the spot where Jin's shuttle had been destroyed, a new station took shape. The Jin Park Memorial Laboratory would continue his botanical research, staffed by both human and Zarkonian scientists. Above its entrance, a simple plaque bore witness to a tragedy transformed, in memory of Jin Park, whose death brought our peoples to the brink of conflict, but whose life's work now brings us together in peace. The Terran fleet had responded. In hours, justice had been served, and something better had emerged from the aftermath. Han analyzed the data flowing across his screen. Significant encrypted traffic between the moon outpost and an asteroid belt at the edge of the system. Decryption is in progress, but the pattern suggests they know where Zircon is hiding. Technician. Day approached with a data pad. Sir, I've isolated the energy signature from the attacking vessel. It has a unique radiation pattern from a modified engine core. If it's in this system, we can find it. June nodded. Begin the search. I want every asteroid, moon, and debris field scanned. Within an hour, scout ships had detected the telltale radiation signature. Zircon's ship was hidden in a dense asteroid field, surrounded by several smaller vessels. They're building a fleet, Xiaoyan observed as the scout data came in. Small but potentially dangerous. June studied the tactical display. This was never about one human researcher. Zircon is using this incident to rally support. He wanted us to come. A trap? Asked Xiaoyan. Or a statement? June replied. He wants to show the Zarkonian people that humans overreact, that we're the aggressors he's always claimed we are. June opened a direct channel to the asteroid field. Commander Zircon, this is Admiral June of the Terran fleet. You have killed a human civilian. Surrender now and you will receive a fair trial. The response came quickly. A harsh, gravelly voice filled with contempt. Humans are not welcome in this system. Jin Park was trespassing on our ancestral territory. His death was justified. No civilian death is justified, June replied. You have 1 hour to surrender. After that, we come for you. As the channel closed, June turned to his officers. Prepare boarding teams. We take Zircon alive if possible. The galaxy needs to see justice, not vengeance. The Terran ships moved slowly toward the asteroid field, weapons charged but not yet firing. In the command center, June watched the tactical display with determined eyes. The hunt had begun. The asteroid field stretched before the Terran ships like a maze of stone and ice. Massive rocks tumbled slowly through space, some as small as a shuttle, others larger than the Thunderchild itself. Hidden among them was Zircon's base, a collection of ships and makeshift structures built into the largest asteroid. Radiation shields at maximum, Captain Xiaoyan ordered as the Thunderchild navigated the field's edge. The belt is saturated with interference. They're using it to mask their exact position. From the tactical station, Commander Tay analyzed the sensor readings. I count at least 12 ships around the main asteroid. Small fighters, lightly armed, but fast. Admiral June studied the holographic display. Zircon had chosen his hiding place well. A direct assault would be difficult in this terrain, and the scattered rocks provided too many places for ambush. Sir, Communications Officer Min interrupted. We're receiving a broadcast from Zircon. System-wide, not just to us. June nodded. Let's hear it. Zircon's face appeared on screen, his 4 eyes narrowed with hate. People of the Zarkonian hegemony witness the aggression of humans. They send warships because one of their kind ventured where he did not belong. Now they threaten our sovereign territory. This is why we must stand apart from the weak government that would bow to human demands. The message continued, but June had heard enough. He's playing to an audience. This isn't just about Jin anymore. It's propaganda for his separatist movement. Intelligence. Officer Han looked up from his station. Sir, we've fully decoded their communications network. They're more organized than we thought. Zircon has supporters throughout Zarkonian space. Military officers, politicians, even some in the ambassador's staff. Can we use their network against them? June asked. Technician Day nodded eagerly. Already on it, sir. We can pinpoint Zircon's exact location within the base if we access their internal systems. Do it, June ordered. And prepare the stealth insertion team. While the main fleet maintained position at the edge of the asteroid field, a smaller ship detached. From the Thunderchild's underside, black as space itself and barely larger than a shuttle, the stealth vessel carried Commander Lee and 6 Special Forces operatives. Insertion team away, reported Xiaoyan. ETA to target, 20 minutes. June opened a channel to the team. Commander, Lee, your mission is to capture Zircon alive if possible. We need him to stand trial. Understood, Admiral, came Lee's crisp reply. We'll bring him back. The stealth ship slipped between asteroids, its advanced propulsion system leaving no heat signature to detect. On board, Lee and his team checked their gear one final time. Non-lethal weapons were primary, but each soldier carried a sidearm as backup. Day has sent the exact coordinates, Lee told his team. Zircon is in the command center, third level down. Our entry point is a maintenance airlock on the south face. Inside the asteroid base, Zircon paced before his lieutenants. The humans hesitate because they fear our defenses. Their fleet cannot enter the field without risking destruction. His second-in-command, a battle-scarred Zarkonian named Vex, wasn't convinced. They have not retreated. That human admiral is planning something. Let him plan, Zircon scoffed. By the time he acts, we will have rallied more ships to our cause. The death of one human has already brought us dozens of new recruits. Neither. Notice the small alert on a secondary monitor, an airlock cycling in an unused section of the base. Lee's team moved through the corridors with practiced efficiency. The base was a maze of rough-hewn tunnels connecting prefabricated modules. Following Day's transmitted map, they avoided the main pathways where Zarkonian guards patrolled. Life signs ahead, whispered Sergeant Yun, checking her scanner. 2 guards outside what appears to be the command center. Lee signaled for silent approach. The team split, circling to approach from both sides. The guards never saw them coming. 2 quick bursts from stun weapons, and both Zarkonians collapsed without raising an alarm. Command center sealed, Lee reported through his comm. Preparing to breach. Back on the Thunderchild, June received the update. All ships prepare to move on my command. When Lee secures Zircon, I want our forces visible immediately. The insertion team placed breaching charges on the command center door. Lee counted down on his fingers. 3, 2, 1. The door blew inward with a controlled explosion. Before the smoke cleared, the team was inside, weapons trained on the startled Zarkonians. Commander Zircon, Lee announced, his stun weapon aimed at the largest figure in the room. By authority of the Terran fleet, you are under arrest for the murder of Jin Park. Zircon reached for a weapon, but froze when he saw his 6 lieutenants already subdued. This isn't over, he hissed, his 4 eyes blinking rapidly in anger. Kill me, and 1,000 more will rise in my place. No one's killing you, Lee replied calmly. You're going to stand trial. The galaxy will see justice done properly. As Lee's team secured their prisoner, Admiral June's voice came through the comms. The hunt is over. Bring him home. The Terran flagship Thunderchild hung in space above the gleaming spires of the Galactic Court. Built on a neutral asteroid between human and Zarkonian space, the court represented the shared justice system of 6 spacefaring species. Today, its grand chamber would see a trial unlike any before. Admiral June stood at the viewport, watching as the small shuttle carrying Zircon docked with the station. 3 days had passed since the capture, and now justice would be served. It's time, sir, Captain Seoyon said, approaching with a datapad. The trial begins in 1 hour. June nodded. Is the evidence prepared? Yes. Technician Day recovered the full sensor logs from Zircon's ship. We have clear proof that he targeted Jin's shuttle deliberately. She paused. Jin's sister arrived from Earth this morning. She wishes to speak with you before the proceedings. June straightened his uniform. Of course. Intelligence Officer Han stepped forward with a datapad. Sir, preliminary analysis suggests the attackers are not acting with official Zarkonian government sanction. The attack pattern matches known tactics of Commander Zircon, a separatist. Leader. Noted, said June. But the distinction won't change our response. Zircon or the Zarkonian High Command. Someone will answer for this civilian death. The bridge erupted into coordinated activity. Navigation plotted the fastest route to Proxima Centauri. Weapon systems were brought online. Communication officers sent coded messages to Earth Command, informing them of the situation and the fleet's response. How soon can we arrive? June asked. Seoyon checked the navigation data. 6 hours at maximum FTL, sir. Make it 5, June replied. Push the engines if you have to. Engineer Day spoke up from his station. We can do it in 5 hours, but we'll need to recalibrate the drive containment fields. Do it, ordered June. I want to be there before they even realize we're coming. As the fleet prepared to depart, June addressed the assembled officers once more. This is not just about revenge. This is about showing the galaxy that humans protect their own. One civilian researcher might seem insignificant to the Zarkonians, but to us, every human life matters. Seoyan nodded in agreement. The Zarkonians have always tested our boundaries. They need to learn there are lines they cannot cross. Within the hour, 5 of humanity's most advanced warships broke orbit around Earth's military moon base. The Thunderchild led the formation, its sleek hull housing weapons that could reduce a small moon to rubble. As the ships aligned for the FTL jump, June studied Jin's personnel file. A botanist who had left Earth to study alien plants. No family except a sister back on Earth. His research had already led to 2 new medicines. A life that mattered, June said quietly to himself. The ship's engines glowed bright blue as they prepared to tear a hole through space-time. On the bridge of the Thunderchild, Seoyan gave the final order. All ships prepare for FTL jump, target Proxima Centauri system. The stars seemed to stretch into lines as the fleet accelerated beyond light speed. In their wake, they left a message for the galaxy. Kill a human civilian, and the Terran fleet will arrive within hours, and they would not come to talk. The Terran fleet dropped out of FTL with a flash of blue light that momentarily outshone Proxima Centauri's sun. 5 warships arranged in perfect formation, their hulls gleaming against the blackness of space. The Thunderchild led the group, its weapons systems already scanning for hostiles. Arrival complete, reported Navigator Park. All ships present and accounted for. 5 hours and 12 minutes transit time. Captain Seoyan nodded with satisfaction. Faster than promised. Status of the Proxima station? Station intact, replied Sensor Officer Tay. They're hailing. Us now. Mina's face appeared on the main view screen, relief evident in her eyes. Terran fleet, we didn't expect you so soon. Admiral June stepped forward. We make good time when it matters, Station Commander. Has there been any further contact? With the hostiles? No, sir. The Zarkonian vessel jumped out of the system immediately after destroying Jin's shuttle. But we've been monitoring communications. There's significant chatter on Zarkonian frequencies. Put us on system-wide broadcast, June ordered. Let's announce our arrival. When the channel opened, June's voice carried across every communication device in the star system. This is Admiral June of the Terran fleet. We are here in response to the murder of civilian researcher Jin Park. The perpetrators will be brought to justice. The response came less than 5 minutes later. A Zarkonian face appeared on screen. Gray skin, 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern, and the distinctive ridge that marked high-ranking officials. This is Ambassador Krell of the Zarkonian hegemony. We regret the unfortunate incident with your civilian shuttle. However, the hegemony government was not responsible for this attack. June's face remained impassive. Then who was? Commander Zircon, a known separatist, has taken responsibility. He and his followers have broken from our government. They act without our approval or knowledge. Intelligence Officer Han whispered. To June. Tracking their transmission now. The ambassador is broadcasting from their outpost on the 3rd moon. June nodded slightly before addressing the Zarkonian again. If Zircon acted without your approval, then you won't object to us bringing him to justice. The ambassador's 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of discomfort in Zarkonian body language. We are already pursuing Zircon ourselves. There is no need for Terran intervention. A human is dead, Ambassador. That makes it our business. June's voice was calm but carried unmistakable authority. Where is Zircon now? We do not know his exact location. Then you're not looking very hard. June turned to his officers. Deploy scout vessels. Begin full spectrum scanning of the system. The Zarkonian ambassador's skin darkened, their version of blanching. "Admiral, this is Zarkonian space. You have no jurisdiction. I have 5 warships and the authority of Earth Command," June interrupted. "Where I stand, that is all the jurisdiction I need." The ambassador's transmission cut abruptly. Co Yon raised an eyebrow. "They seem nervous." "As they should be," June replied. "Han, what have we learned from intercepted communications?" The blue sun of Proxima Centauri cast long shadows across Jin's face as he checked the supply manifest one last time. His small shuttle, barely large enough for 2 people, hummed with energy as it prepared for the short journey from the orbital. "Station to the research outpost below. All systems normal, Jin. You're cleared for departure." Mina's voice crackled through the comm. Jin smiled. After 3 years on this frontier station, routine supply runs had become almost meditative. He enjoyed these moments alone in space, floating between worlds. "Thanks, Mina. See you in 6 hours." The shuttle detached from the station with a gentle hiss. Jin watched as the massive human outpost grew smaller behind him. It was an impressive achievement, humanity's farthest permanent settlement, a symbol of peaceful expansion. Earth was just a distant memory now. Here at Proxima Centauri, Jin had found purpose documenting the unique flora of the exoplanet. His botanical research had already identified 3 plant species with potential medical applications. Not bad for a farm boy from New Seoul. The shuttle's autopilot guided the craft into the planet's atmosphere when the proximity alarm suddenly blared. "What the?" Jin's eyes darted to the scanner. A ship had appeared from nowhere, its design unfamiliar, angular with protruding spines that reminded him of deep-sea predators. The comm activated. "Unidentified vessel approaching at attack velocity," warned the station's automated system. Jin's hands moved quickly across the controls. "This is Terran civilian shuttle TC-17 on a sanctioned supply mission. Please identify yourself." No response came. Instead, the alien ship accelerated, matching his trajectory. Jin's heart raced. This wasn't in any protocol. "Station command? I have an unidentified vessel pursuing me. Request immediate assistance," Mina's voice returned, tense with concern. "Jin, change course immediately. Return to the station. Security teams are deploying now." The shuttle wasn't built for evasive maneuvers, but Jin tried anyway, pulling the craft into a steep climb. For a moment, he thought he might outrun the strange ship. Then came the flash. The first blast struck the shuttle's engine housing, sending the craft into a violent spin. Warning lights flooded the cabin as Jin fought for control. "I'm hit. Systems failing," he shouted into the comm on the station. Mina watched in horror as the attack unfolded on her monitor. The security cameras captured everything: the sleek alien vessel, the precise targeting of Jin's engines, the second blast that tore through the shuttle's hull. Jin knew he wouldn't survive this. As the cabin depressurized, his final thoughts were not of fear but confusion. Why attack a botanical researcher? What possible threat could he pose? His last transmission was barely audible through the static. "Tell Earth. They need to know." The shuttle exploded in a brilliant flash, visible even from the planet's surface. In the command center, silence fell. Mina's hands trembled as she reached for the emergency transmitter. This wasn't a random attack. The alien ship had specifically targeted a civilian shuttle with deliberate precision. "This is Proxima Station Command to Terran Fleet Headquarters. We have a code black situation. Civilian researcher Jin Park has been killed in an unprovoked attack by an unknown alien vessel." She attached the security footage, marking it with the highest priority. "The attackers appear to be Zarkonian based on ship design. They targeted a civilian shuttle without warning or provocation. Request immediate assistance." As she pressed send, Mina knew what would happen next. The Terran fleet had never lost a civilian to alien aggression. Their response would be swift and absolute. The alien ship was already jumping away, disappearing into the darkness of space. They clearly thought distance would protect them, that humans would debate and discuss before acting. They were wrong. The Emergency signal raced toward Earth at speeds that defied conventional physics, carried by quantum entanglement communications. Within minutes, Admiral June would receive the alert. Within hours, the Terran fleet would arrive. Mina watched the empty space where Jin's shuttle had been. "They don't understand what they've done," she whispered to herself. "They killed a human, civilian." On the bridge of his flagship halfway across the sector, Admiral June was about to show the galaxy exactly what that meant. Admiral June was enjoying a rare moment of quiet in his quarters when the alert came through. The soft chime that accompanied emergency transmissions from frontier outposts was designed to be unobtrusive, but experience had taught him that such gentle sounds often heralded the most serious situations. He tapped the console beside his bed. Display message. The holographic screen flickered to life, showing Mina's face. Her eyes betrayed the shock she was trying to hide behind military formality. "This is Proxima Station Command to Terran Fleet Headquarters. We have a Code Black situation. Civilian researcher Jin Park has been killed in an unprovoked attack by an unknown alien vessel." June sat up straight. Code Black. A human civilian, killed by alien hostiles. It hadn't happened in 15 years. The video footage played automatically. He watched the small shuttle's destruction with narrowed eyes, noting the distinctive shape of the attacker's ship. Zarkonian design, no question about it. The precision of the attack suggested military training. June didn't need to consult the rulebook. The Terran fleet's response to civilian casualties was absolute and non-negotiable. He pressed the fleet-wide alert. "All command staff to the bridge immediately. This is not a drill." Within 3 minutes, June stood before his assembled officers on the flagship's bridge. Captain Seoyeon arrived last, still fastening her uniform jacket. "We have a situation at Proxima Centauri," June announced. Approximately 20 minutes ago, Zarkonians attacked and killed a civilian researcher named Jin Park. A tense silence fell over the bridge. Every human in the room understood what this meant. "Prepare the 5th Battle Group for immediate deployment," June ordered. "Captain Seoyeon, your ship will take point. I want 5 warships ready to jump in 15 minutes. Seoyeon nodded sharply. "Yes, Admiral. The Thunderchild is ready."